With the trade deadline passed, me and Big O thought, let's move the show and have a lot to talk about. What is up, Finn fans? Normally, these episodes come out on Tuesday. For you guys, it is now Wednesday night. I literally just got done recording this with the Big O show, and we thought, let's move it until after Tuesday, because either we have something big to talk about with the trade, or we have something big to talk about without a trade. And with all the conversation and all the stuff that came out today, specifically with finding out about the phone call, finding out about Chris Greer's press conference, all that stuff, me and Big O had a lot to talk about. So without further ado, without beating around the bush, I'm going to jump right into me and Big O's conversation. It is a very, very good one. So a little change of schedule, but it ended up working out real well for us because I feel like this is going to be an interesting video. A very interesting.
Well, it made sense, right? It made sense. Wait for the news. There is no new news in losing every week. That's that apparently is the norm now. You know what I'm saying? So why talk about the norm on Monday? Let's wait for the real news and let's find out what happened on Tuesday. Or lack thereof.
Pretty much nothing happened on Tuesday.
Although the fact that actually the way things broke down, it ended up like maybe too much information has gotten out for the Dolphins, and that's probably the bigger problem.
Let's jump right into that. Let's talk about the thing that I think is the most interesting, and it's something that I honestly think the Miami Dolphins cannot come back from. And this reminds me of Sperano when Stephen Ross put the full court press out for John Harbaugh, came back, my bad, I'm going to give you a contract extension, and then I'm going to fire you.
Yeah. And by the way, it really is your bad because you said John Harbaugh.
Oh, he went for Jim.
Would have been a good thing.
He went for Jim.
It was Jim, unfortunately. We're going for the defective one. The guy that wears khakis.
He got on the phone with Deshaun Watson Monday night. How do you come back from that?
You don't. I've been saying for a while on the show he's done anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So this just is like nail on the coffin. I mean, Lee Steinberg, the day the season ends, the next morning, Chris Greer expects a call from Lee Steinberg. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Oh, yeah, Lee, terrific. Hey, Chris, do me a favor. We want the hell out of there.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
My guy's never going to play there again. This place is a clown show. He's coming back from a hip surgery. You guys are going to put him into a funeral home with the way you guys coach and don't protect, and you don't care about him. And plus, you're looking for somebody else. So ship our ass out of there. We want out right now. And so if I'm Lee Steinberg, I'm ready for the end of the season so I can. You can't do anything right now.
No.
And two, unfortunately, I was talking a little bit about this on the show that my last year at QAM, I knew I was getting fired for 11 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know how difficult it is to go to work knowing that the guy that took over his job is to like start, hacking away everything. And as if you know anything about our local station, there's like, one live show left, now they've moved over back everything to 3 live shows, but it used to be live all the time, pretty much. And so they've cut down. And for 11 months, I knew that they were going to let me go. And you know how difficult it is to work every day for somebody that doesn't want you around.
Yeah.
And so I know what Tua's going through right now. And, if I'm him, I understand totally the way he feels. And I feel terrible for the kid because he just has gotten zero support since he's been there. And that coaching staff, a lot more people are moving on my side now. They're understanding what I've said from the get-go. This is the worst coaching staff I have ever seen for the Miami Dolphins.
Since you're talking about that, let's jump into that real quick, because I have a few quotes here that I want to talk about, and you talk about the coaching staff. Barry Jackson comes out and says, Flores made clear today that he has no intention of taking play calling duties away from Josh Boyer.
Right. I heard it. I saw it. Yeah.
I made an analogy in one of my videos that made a lot of people laugh, that Brian Flores has a TV remote in his hand. And he keeps asking people, how do I turn on the TV? And people keep telling him to hit the on button, but he's like, no. Maybe I'll try the guide menu. But
osmosis.
The fact that Xavier Howard came out Sunday and said, this was the first time all year we went back to the play calling from 2020, and it worked. What? Why does it take Brian Flores so long to realize something that's not working? He wasn't last year, he was making changes at halftime. For some reason this year, it seems like he is just in molasses in his brain, trying to take Jesse Davis out of right tackle, for the love of God. Like
Austin Jackson, he took forever to take him out of left tackle and to move him in a guard, so it's
I was looking at the
guy's pretty stubborn. We're learning that he's incredibly stubborn. You know what I mean?
I was looking at the film from Sunday, and the first half of the game on third downs, they were playing man coverage and they were blitzing Josh Allen, and it was forcing him to either throw the ball away or take a sack. And for 2.5 quarters, the Dolphins had the Bills to 3 points. And then for some reason, middle of the third quarter, on 3rd and long, they dropped everyone into zone, even Jalen Phillips, which again is just absolutely driving me nuts. Sending 4 at him. At one point in my film breakdown, I counted, Josh Allen had 6 seconds in the pocket.
Oh yeah. I know which play you're talking about. He had a world of time. Yes. He had time to smoke a cigar.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty good. I mean,
he had time to read
like an ash this long and everything. I mean, it was amazing.
He had time to read a Stephen King novel.
He got more time on that one snap than Tua does the entire game. Okay, I mean that's how bad it is. I mean, Jesus, it's just.
It begs the question, because again, Stephen Ross, if they are going to make this move, which at this point, if the Dolphins in the offseason do not trade for Deshaun Watson, they are the dumbest organization on the face of the earth. Because now, is it at the point now that you have to trade for Deshaun Watson?
Well, I mean, he's kind of waiving his no trade clause just for Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of been the thing too. So he's not willing to waive the no trade clause for anything else, which again, you look at the Dolphins and it's like, dude, why do you want to join this mess? So and for Dolphin fans out there, hey man, I love the team too, but Deshaun Watson isn't going to make any difference. He's only going to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
with this coaching staff. He's only going to get killed.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a problem in a big time way. It's not like anything's going to get it. He was 4-12 last year on a bad team. This is a bad team. It's not like the quarterback changes that much. You know what I'm saying? He can change, but you have to have a good team around him so then he can make the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not that good anymore.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's not that Mahomes isn't any good. It's just that everything around him nearly isn't as good anymore. And I'm not talking about Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. He still has those kind of playmakers, but everything else about the team isn't nearly as good. So then all of a sudden, the Chiefs aren't that good. They're a 500 team.
Yep.
And they've been like this since last year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been telling people that the Chiefs really aren't that good. They're kind of still fat-headed and living off Tampa's the opposite.
Yeah.
They stayed focused and they might be better this year than they were last year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part, where the Chiefs never really went back to where they were. Every quarterback needs help. Every team needs to succeed. Remember, folks, I remind Dolphin fans all the time, Marino was freaking awesome, but he never won anything because he didn't have a running game and a defense.
No.
So even Marino, yes, he put up a bunch of points, but how many times was I heartbroken that at the end of the game, he puts up 42, but the other team puts up 43. You know what I'm saying? So we got to watch where we're actually going. We think that the panacea all of a sudden is just one quarterback. And if you're a bad team with a bad coaching staff, you got no shot anyways. I don't care who the quarterback is. I saw Steve Bartkowski as a kid, who was a hell of a quarterback on a terrible franchise in Atlanta. Before that, Archie Manning did that. You know what I mean? Steve Young, look at him in Tampa and then go look at him in San Francisco. Everybody needs help.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter who it is. If Deshaun Watson comes on to this coaching staff, it's over. It doesn't matter. We're not going anywhere until they fix everything else about this team.
I pointed that out in my film breakdown too, because there was one play, I think it was a play action play, where Tua hits Devontae Parker for about, Devontae Parker was doing a crossing route.
Oh,
Tua
yeah.
hit him for about like 15, 20 yards. And when he turns around and does the play action to Gaskin, you see all three of the Bills linebackers take that step forward. And then all of a sudden you see them, whole crap, take the step back. People underestimate how important a run game is to the pass game.
Of course.
Because there's certain games where Tua will do play action and the linebackers will laugh and run back into coverage. Like, you're not going to run the ball. Get out of here. You're not.
Just watch the Titans. Now let's see how Ryan works without that running game. Now let's see if there's gonna be that same respect, and he's gonna have that gap in the middle of the defense because the linebackers came in. But we'll see now if that crossing route is as uncrowded of space, because they love those crossing routes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So because they use it a lot with either Baltimore or Tennessee, because that's what those quarterbacks do a lot.
Yep.
Under the running game, they're able to do a lot of the crossing stuff. So we'll see now how things change now. And I think Tennessee's going to see what we saw for many years now. And, you know, because playing behind that line with that running back, and even their defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
Last year was terrible. This year it's been pretty good. You know, you got all the balance that a quarterback needs, and all you got to do is manage the game. And that's what he's been doing marvelously.
Yeah.
I'll give Ryan that. He has managed the game beautifully. But now you're going to ask him to become the difference maker. That's where, you know, let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's, you know, what's it called? Taking that next step. I don't believe it, but maybe we'll see now over the next couple of weeks how he handles all of that. Every quarterback needs help, man. And Tua doesn't have a running game. Man, the screen. Did you see that play that Baldy broke down with the screen? The second it's a screen. The second he snaps, he's got a guy in his face. How do you play that? I mean, you got to think about it. He can't take 5 and 7 step drops. It's got to be 3 and out. And even at 3 and out, they're right on top of him. He's never stepping into a pocket that much.
No.
You know what I mean? It's very few times that he gets to do that. And that leaves you kind of iffy because you don't know when you're going to have a pocket. And so you're thinking about it as a quarterback, and you don't realize we don't think about that like they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, I got a pocket. Okay. You know, it's a surprise. And it's a difficult situation.
You still have that mental clock of, I have 2 seconds, where all of a sudden you have 3 seconds and you're like, what do I do with this extra second? Like, wait, well, what?
Right.
And it's funny that we see that. And I hear this and I get told that it's stop making excuses, but it's the truth that people want to see. Well, why isn't Tua pushing the ball? Why is Waddle only getting this? And why doesn't he never throw the ball 40 yards down the field? Why this? Why that? Name me a wide receiver that can run 30 yards in 2 seconds, like with a DB in front of him. Like, it can't happen.
And you don't get to step into that throw that you need. That's a deep play.
Yep. And
when it happened with Gesicki, it was on a broken play that he got out of the pocket, and then he was able to throw it ahead to Gesicki, and he was able to hit the deep ball. But that's because it was already a broken play, and he was scrambling out of it. Now, remember, these idiots, and I'm talking about the Dolphin coaches, when the hell do they do boots and waggles? When do they move?
Roll them out.
They tell that defense, hey, yo, our quarterback's going to be right here every time. Come on out, baby. Come on out. We're open for business. Let's go. You get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a pressure, and you get a hit. I mean, come on, dude.
Don't worry, that right door is wide open for you. That right door, you'll get right in.
You know, they never change the launch point. They never keep the defense guessing.
Nope.
You got an offensive line that can't block, and you can't even run a screen.
Yep.
Dude, boot it, waggle it. The kid can throw on the run. Run them to the side, bro. Cut them half the field. Give them 2 options. Let's go. Let's rock. There's no creativity. There's nothing.
None.
Chan Gailey to this is garbage. And Chan Gailey had, and this is, we've talked about this already. Yeah. This is the youngest coaching staff out there. A bunch of these guys are from college and high school. This is their first NFL jobs. There's only like a couple of guys that have some NFL experience. And those guys that have an NFL experience have never had success on their own as coordinators or position coaches, that they were awesome at their job or anything like that. These are all Jags.
Yep.
At coaching. And there is nothing that this team can do because they can't learn from these guys. Yeah, I mentioned this today. You are fans. I'm a fan. Doug, you're a fan.
Yep.
All of us are watching. We love the team. All of us invest our emotions all over the world that are watching this show. Okay, so we know that Noah Igbenogany needs, a playing time and needs to grow. We know the same thing for Tua and for everybody on the O-line, all of that. Hey, my brother, I don't have time for you to train your goddamn coaches. I don't have time for you to bring rookie-ass coaches to learn here in the NFL. The hell is this, dude? You're supposed to bring me men that are more than prepared and experienced to teach these young men how to play. We have to tolerate Flores with a rookie staff that's never been at this level. They've got to learn how to coach. And then the guy on the other side of the field has been a grizzled veteran that knows what the hell he's doing. And he's looking at these guys going, oh, man, look at these schemes. These clowns don't even know what the hell they're doing. And they're playing games with us.
Yeah, 100%.
We got a bunch of high school and college coaches that don't know what the hell they're doing. And it's the same thing as the players. You have so many young players that they have no veterans to lean on. And it's the same thing as the coaches. They have so many young coaches. There's nobody to lean on. And Flores thought he was Belichick or Saban or something, that he can be Mr. Guru and bring him along. And I will remind you, like I will remind you, that Marino didn't have a running game and a defense, and that's why he didn't win squat. Well, guess what? Don Shula wouldn't have won either if he doesn't have Monty Clark and Bill Arnsparger and all these great assistant coaches and Mel Phillips and things like that. If you don't have those kind of guys, Shula was great. But Shula also had great assistants with him. He had personnel people that helped him, like Bobby Beathard early on that left. He had help along the way. Shula is great, but he was great because he understood that he needed people around him in order to succeed. And that's also the problem that's going on here. There is no foundation for the Miami Dolphins. This is the worst coaching staff I have ever seen. It's terrible.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the fact that we have 2 offensive coordinators, and so many times when I'm looking at film, I see receivers 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 receivers within 5 yards of each other.
Yeah.
What is that? I saw a screenplay, I think it was against the Jaguars, where you had your 2 receivers on the right side. They were running go routes, and their job was to pull the defense with them and then initially block. Tua drops it off to Gaskin. The receivers run up the field. 3 linebackers aren't touched. And it's like the dumbest play. We had one of the best defensive lines, and that's because we had Casey Rogers, one of the best defensive line coaches, who's now with Tampa with a Super Bowl ring, continually. And look at who Tampa's defensive coordinator is. Todd Bowles,
right,
who was in Miami. Like
another terrific defensive coordinator, another terrific. I wouldn't want him as my head coach.
No,
I definitely want him as my defensive coordinator, but that's kind of the way it is. When we had Mike Westhoff here, when we have all these, really good assistant coaches, who they are, man. And we don't have any of that right now at all. Not one.
Nope.
Listen to me. Not one. Godsey called some plays, but it wasn't like he's ever been a really good coordinator and respected around the league. Like, oh man, yeah, this is one of the better coordinators in the league. Like Arthur Smith for Tennessee became the head coach because he was such a great play designer.
Yeah.
Those kind of things really resonated, and Atlanta needed that kind of help. And so that's why they moved him. That's why they hired him. We don't have any of those guys on this team that have any reputation. And I hate to tell you this, but this is a major, major fault for Brian Flores. And if Cam Flo can't find his coaching, then he needs to go, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and listen, I'm still at the point where I don't believe all this talent is terrible. I just believe that what the coaching staff has set this entire team up to fail. And I don't know if Chris Greer can do this, if he has the guts to do this, but I think he's got to make a really tough decision at the end of the year, and he needs to fire Brian Flores' ass. Okay? And if he doesn't fire Brian Flores, then he needs to go out and get something, because Chris tried, I can tell you this. He brought him Chan Gailey from his connections from when Chan was in Miami. The first year of the when Chan got here was right when what's it called? Greer was here in Miami, so there's a connection.
Yeah.
He brought in Fitz, but this guy brings in Brissett. So there are things going on that it looks like he tried to help him in creating things, but then he's gone his way now.
Yeah.
And his way has kind of destroyed the team. So, and listen, I know a lot of you out there, you want to get rid of Greer, you want to get rid of Flores. I totally understand. I'm not arguing with you on that one. I personally don't believe it or not, I still don't think Greer's the issue. Yeah. I think the biggest problem is our coaching staff, and especially Flo. They gave him too much power.
Yeah.
Way too much power. And so I don't know if he can pull the power away from him and then keep him still, or does he just get rid of him and bring in a new staff? I don't know what he does out of this, but if he doesn't, it's going to end up costing him his job, because I don't feel Brian Flores is fit to do this job right now. I just don't.
You would think they'd learn from Adam Gase when he came in 2016. They gave him complete control of the roster, shipped out freaking Jarvis Landry, started shipping out all these great players, and then look at where we ended up. So you think they'd learn. Chris Greer was the GM, and I put the quotes because we also have Mike Tannenbaum in there, who also kind of like people like to look and say Chris Greer has been the Dolphins GM since 2016, but in actuality, 2016, 2017, 2018, what was Chris Greer really doing with Adam Gase control of the 53-man roster and Mike Tannenbaum essentially the czar of everything?
Right. Yeah, we don't really know, dude. That's why I'm gonna measure him from his first year with Flo on.
Yeah.
Okay. And right now, he didn't hit on the coach. No. Let's just call it like we see it. He didn't hit on the coach, and something's got to happen here, or if not, it's going to cost him his job too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's got to do something, because there's plenty of examples right now that show that he's inflexible. And if you're not willing to be flexible, you got to change with the times, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to see what's going on, and you got to make adjustments. And the problem is, you see him changing staffs every year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't find somebody, and I've seen this story before, the coach comes back, he's on the hot seat after a tough year. He then scrambles and desperately tries to save his job. So does the GM. They desperately try all kinds of moves. They fail, and then they get fired.
Yep.
I know how this story works because we've watched it over and over and over again as Dolphin fans. And I want them to avoid this. I don't know how they figure this out, but because I certainly, in a way, I don't want to go through another rebuild.
No.
Really, because don't. You know what I mean? Look at last year. You had more veteran players like Kyle Van Noy, like Bobby McCain, Flowers, different guys on this team. And you also had a couple of veteran coaches on this team, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So it helped you out. Now you took all that out, and it starts to really take away from what you are as a football team. And I don't know if Brian Flores realizes this, but he needs those strong coaches around him. But now that you're on the hot seat, what if you couldn't get a good coach now, and you scared away the only one you had in Chan Gailey, how
Hmm.
are you going to get other good coaches to join you? That's going to be the real challenge for the Miami Dolphins, is finding legitimate assistant coaches that can help Flo get out of this hole.
And I agree with you 1,000% that I don't want to go through another rebuild. And looking at this team, you brought it up. They don't need to do another rebuild. There's
No.
core talent there. You just need to, for one, re-sign it. And I'm talking about Mike Gesicki, for the love of God,
Please.
re-sign it. But you have the talent there. There's little pieces here and there. And next year, they have if they make certain moves, they'll have about almost 100 million in cap space. So it's like you can do whatever you need to, but there's been so many times where the Dolphins, Joe Philman, I give them an extra year, like you said, give them an extra, and then that extra year we gave them, we missed out on some very good head coaching candidates.
Right.
And you bring up having the coordinators around you to help you. Look at Harbaugh. Look at the Ravens. The last time they won a Super Bowl, Jim Caldwell was their offensive coordinator, who we had in the building, but decided to not promote him to offensive coordinator.
Which, by the way, they fired the guy we fired and Cam Cameron. They fired Cam so Jim Caldwell could save their ass, and that's exactly what he did. You know what I mean?
And my biggest thing, and this is what you know how like at the end of the year, NFL Network does the year in review, and they give every team a theme.
Oh yeah.
For me, Miami Dolphins is inconsistent. They are just incredibly inconsistent across the board. And there's games where, look at the Jaguars game and the Falcons game, we put up 20 plus points and our defense couldn't get it done. And then you look at the Bills game and our defense got it done. It's like, if they can put those two things together, looking at the next 9 games, I think they lose. And again, I'm going to get a lot of flack in the comments for this, but again, I'm saying if they give the best offense and the best defense on the field, I think they lose 2 of the next 9 games.
I can't see that kind of consistency out of this staff.
And that's the biggest problem.
I just can't. If they were trained well to do that, then that's fine. Look at here locally, Eric Spoelstra and the Heat. They've been winning for 25 years. And Eric Spoelstra, over his stretch, has changed his coaching staff because they've evolved and moved on or whatever, like 3 times. And the winning continues because he also gets quality people around him too. He's also awesome.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And I'd love to think that way, but right now, I'd be surprised if we win more than 2 more games this year.
Which is sad.
It's really sad because Philly has Miami's pick.
Yeah.
So that becomes really frustrating to end up watching that because you made that ballsy move because clearly you thought you were going to be really good. And you thought, well, it's a late first-round pick. We're going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't come even close to what you thought you were going to be. And this is a really, really ugly situation right now for this team.
With the next 9 games in Tua, do you think it's his audition for other teams, or do you think he's like going to show Miami up? Because like we were saying, at this point, you essentially called Deshaun Watson. You had Chris Greer come out, and I'll read the exact quote. Dolphins GM on rumors of Deshaun Watson's trade. It's my job as a GM to investigate every avenue. At the end of the day, no trade was made. And an organization, we need to decide to. So essentially, he's saying, yeah, of course, I've been talking with them because we want the best player. So at this point, you're looking at Tua and you're saying, we called him, we tried it, it's not working right now. We'll see what happens in the offseason. So Tua's just like, then why am I here? So these next 9 games, is it more of an audition tape, or is it more of, I'm going to play my heart out, I'm going to get you wins, and I'm going to show you how great I can be, and then at the end of the year, screw you?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It'll be the latter. And if he's smart, you put your head down, you work, you try to make the best of the 9 games that are left, try to play the best that you can. You've been one of the few bright spots as it is the last couple of weeks, actually. So just keep going, show that you're the competent one and you're not the problem, which I don't believe he's the problem.
Yeah.
I believe if I put him with Sean Payton, they're a playoff team, right? I truly believe that. Sean Payton would know exactly how to use the kid and protect him and give him the weapons he needs, And so that would be everything would be designed for him to have success there because he knows offenses.
Mm.
So if I'm him, I am now working my ass off, like I was before. Continue to play, say all the right things, handle everything the right way, the way you have. Don't act like them. Don't lose it. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? So just stay your professional ways, and at the end of the season, you'll get dealt because eventually they've got to deal you because they're going to deal for Watson.
Yeah.
So they've got to deal you because they're going to have to give up compensation and they're going to need to get some compensation. And that's why Flores today was raving about Tua, and he's a great kid and he's played well. I think he's played well and this and that. Yeah, I think he's played well, but we're still searching for another quarterback. But I
Right.
think he's played well. So I heard more praise out of Tua in his mouth today than I had all season so far. You know what I mean? So this was kind of all right, let's damage control now. Let's try to fix this and try to keep it afloat for the rest of the season, and then we'll get rid of him at that point. It's a crap show, dude. It's a total crap show. As long as Tua and nobody in Tua's family acts like Odell's dad, we'll be all right.
Did you hear about the whole situation? Well, Greer came out and he said it pissed him off. You hear about the whole situation? The Dolphins tried to get into the legal situation.
Yeah, but that was actually the really good news out of all of it. That they denied it, and it was a hard denial. So, and you could tell Chris Greer is not a guy that gets emotional. So
He
when
got
he
mad.
got emotional,
He got
and I was
mad.
told it was kind of like his hands were kind of trembling a little bit of how pissed he was. You know what I'm saying? So I believe them in that sense that thank God,
Yeah.
thank God, because I would have been demanding that Stephen Ross step down and hand the team off to his partner that's coming up next, because that would have been that that would have been probably one of the more disgusting acts anyone could ever do. That, well, no, here's money, girls. Your claims don't mean anything. I need to get my little football team on track. I need my guy. That to me, look, I've been saying for months on the show, when Drew Rosenhaus came out locally here in Channel 7 and 2 weeks prior to the start of the season said, well, no, I believe the issues can be resolved. And this moron, by the way, has a law degree. I don't. Okay. I'm just a big mouth that's been on radio for 31 years in South Florida. That's the only, quality I have. Okay. A requirement. Then came out this. Well, the trade talks continue, and if they can get everything resolved by the trading deadline, and I'm sitting there going, do you guys know anything about the court system? Did you hear about COVID, how it set everything back? So you guys think that 22 individual civil lawsuits are going to be settled by the trade deadline? I said this months ago, like in the summer. I knew it wasn't going to be done by the beginning of the season, so I was laughing at Drew Rosenhaus, and I'm still laughing at Drew Rosenhaus and Pro Football Talk, where you keep with this BS. So this is my problem with this whole dynamic. Now, follow me on this. If common sense, and I'm an idiot, if I can figure out that there's no way 22 civil lawsuits were going to be resolved, there's no way 10 criminal complaints were going to be investigated. He hasn't been deposed yet.
No.
And now Busby let it out that he will be deposed in February. So I didn't know exactly. I knew that he hadn't been deposed yet. I thought it was going to be this month coming up, actually.
Yeah, that's what was out there.
That's what I thought, and it's in February. So they should know this.
Yeah.
But yet they were still talking. And that makes no sense.
No.
That you're actually talking about something that's impossible to move, which is the legal system. So did Stephen Ross or the Dolphins think, hey, Tony, listen, we want to trade for Watson. What do you think? We give you a couple bucks. You guys go away. Oh, well, of course, Mr. Ross. You need your football team on track? Yeah, no. Let me talk to the girls. We'll give you a figure in a minute. You're on your way, sir. Come on, man. Ring Mr. Police Department Captain. Oh, Listen, I know you guys are investigating Deshaun Watson. He's a fine young man. I really want to trade for him. I need him as a quarterback. As you can see, I'm not happy with Tua. Oh, well, sir, I did not know you weren't happy with Tua. You need us to massage this and get it going. We'll do that for you, sir. Of course, Mr. Ross. We'll get through. We'll talk to the detectives. We'll close all the cases right before the trading deadline so you can trade for Watson, sir. No problem, Mr. Ross. Oh, by the way, can I have a pair of tickets to go see Deshaun? I mean, come on, man. Seriously.
They act like it's college football or high school football where the coach goes up to the teacher and says, "Can you give him a C at least so he doesn't fail?" That's not how that works. That's not how any of that
You think
works.
this Monopoly that I could just give you 200, don't pass go, and come on? No, dude, that's not how this goes. And so I knew that this was never going to happen. And the fact that the media, a lot of the people in the media that kept pushing this, they also were wrong in all of this because there was no way it was ever going to happen.
No.
It's a legal system, dude. You don't just rush this thing. It takes a while. That's why you don't want to be a criminal. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process. They're not going
to any of the young kids that are watching, never get arrested on a Friday night.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You're in jail for the weekend.
Wait till Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Here's a dirty egg salad sandwich for you in a cellophane and a dirty mattress. Have fun.
One last thing before we get out of here. We were talking about the rest of the season, and I said if everything went perfect, which we all know is not going to go perfect because this team isn't perfect. I can see them winning 7 more games.
Dude, just win this week, bro.
Oh my God, you have to. You have to.
Better win this week.
It'd be the first. I think we're calling it DDO show. It'd be the first winning one.
Before you close, I want to say something because it happened on my show too, and I was prepared for it. And you know how people say, and I'm sure you got it, Doug, or people say, well, all right, so Tua played well the last 2 weeks against these teams. Let's see how he does against the Bills, a real defense, right? You hear that, right?
All the time.
All the time. So I just want to run this by you guys because, the whole Tua hate out there is freaking amazing. And I know I get it. I'm maybe a 2 a night and I defend the kid. I get it. Week 1, Big Ben, 188 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Week 2, Henneke, 212, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Week 3, David Mills, 87 yards, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Mahomes, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tannehill, 216, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Point is, nobody plays well against the Bills. That's my point.
Yep.
That's why they're the Super Bowl contenders.
Yep.
And it should be Tampa Bay and the Bills in the Super Bowl, as painful as it hurts me to say. But just in case, and people are saying, well, he didn't play well against the Bills, he sucks. Well, guess what? Everybody else sucks against the Bills. Yep. Even Pat Mahomes sucks against the Bills. All right, and he's Pat Mahomes with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. Pretty damn special. You know what I'm saying? So slow your roll. Kid's doing fine. He is with a remedial coaching staff that doesn't belong here. They belong in the AFL. Okay.
I remember I watched your post. I always watch your post game with Omar because if you guys don't,
I whipped it out on Omar. Right.
It's hilarious. The back and forth between you is just absolute. They just so people know they curse over there. So
a little bit. There's an F-bomb will drop every once in a while. A B-bomb will drop. An S-bomb.
You guys dropped straight facts, and that was the one that I didn't even know. And I was like, because that is the talking point, right? Tua does fantastic against the Jaguars. He throws the 1 interception, but he does well.
Yes.
And the Falcons game, I got this a lot with the Falcons game. He cost us at least 10 points. How are you going to say, who cares about the 4 touch? People want to forget that he literally brought the team down the field and on 4th down or 3rd down?
Yeah, they're down.
Flak jacket on.
Yeah.
ran and took 23 out.
Yes.
Took 23 out, dislocated his shoulder because he knew we needed the points. We needed 28-27, and you asked this defense, give us one stop. We'll win the game. I just need one. You've been giving stops all game.
We need one pin, Rodney. We need one pin. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. You might not be old enough. There's a Miller Lite commercial that you could YouTube it. It's kind of funny. And it's got NFL people, I mean, of historic nature all over it. And Rodney Dangerfield is in it. And I forgot who's the one that says, we need one pin, Rodney. And, Rodney Dangerfield is kind of a goofball trying to go it. So it's just, we need one. So, yeah, we need one stop. That's just what it reminded me of. I'm sorry.
And that is the epitome of what I was saying with the Bills, the way defense played against the Bills. If we had the defense that we had Sunday against Atlanta, we win that game by 28-14. Like we blow that game out.
Give me the defense from last year.
Give me the play calling from last year.
Yeah, just give me that defense from last year. And I don't know, Tua might be just a little better. You know what I'm saying? You give me Changeli, and then we're really good now. All of a sudden, if Changeli has an entire offseason to work with Tua and install what he needs,
his strengths, his weaknesses,
all that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
that's what a competent offensive coordinator does. Let me sit down with my quarterback. What are your strengths? Oh, you do really well rolling out to your left because you're left-handed quarterback. You're very, precise with your throws rolling out to your left. All right, cool. What we're going to have you do is you're going to stay in the pocket. We're never going to move you. We have the worst offensive line in the NFL, but you stay your ass in that pocket. And if you roll out, I swear the routes aren't going that way. So don't even try to roll out.
See, the idea is we want them to hit you. So we want them to know where you're going to be all the time.
All the time.
So we're going to put, they don't even need a GPS to find you. They know where you're going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Why we'd want you to scramble and buy extra time. You might make a play. No,
we're gonna have these routes. We're gonna have the stop and goes. We're gonna have these routes that take about 4 seconds to develop, but we're gonna get you an offensive line that gives you 2. Good luck out there. Go.
Two on a good down. Two on a good down.
Football. Oh, Jesse Davis is struggling at right tackle. He'll eventually get it. Oh, we'll just keep trying.
Why am I the only one from the get-go that says, yeah, I love Jesse Davis as a 6th man?
Mm-hmm.
When he's starting, that means you're not good enough, dude.
Hey,
I like him, but I like him as a replacement guy to get you by. He's not a starter.
When Dieter went down, he went to IR. I would have been fine with just Jesse Davis taking a few snaps at center because he could do it.
Yeah. I thought really they were going to move Robert Hunt out to right tackle, give him a shot. And by the way, how terrible is Greg Little if you can't crack that lineup?
Why trade for him?
Seriously?
Why trade for him?
What are you doing in practice, dude? Eating cotton candy? What's going on, bro? I mean, seriously, Greg Little. Obviously, you've made a small impact.
And Jones too. Like, why? This line is so bad. What does it hurt to do it? Like what? And I think it all stems back to ego. And I don't understand where the ego shift happened because we saw it from Brian Flores last year that he
10
made
wins,
moves.
baby. 10 wins.
He made moves left and right.
It wasn't you guys. It was me. I did the 10 wins. I'm the genius.
I know what I'm doing.
Press clippings.
And
it
then
was Tyler Hero last year believing his press clippings. This year it's Brian Flores.
Yep.
There you go. So that he gets the press. All I can say is thanks to crypto. Appreciate it. Okay. Thank you to crypto. Because that's what's giving me a little sanity during this damn Dolphin season. Although, we're loving life with the Heat and the Panthers. They're doing.
And I can't. It's so funny because I can't even the Braves just won the World Series. I'm a Mets fan, so I can't even enjoy baseball.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Marlins fan, so I mean, really, although we've won 2 titles, since you guys won yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, so. We have 2. That's what they always tell. Well, hey, at least you guys got 2 titles. Yeah, I know, man. But every other year sucks. You know what I mean? It's like it's hell or heaven, and we've had a lot of hell, and there were 2 moments of heaven
Right.
for the Marlins. I give them credit. The 2 years they go for it, they win it. You know what I'm saying? At least it's like, at least when you're going for it, you're going to finish the job. But we haven't gone for it anymore. You know what I mean? So
You just gotta,
that's why the Heat and the Panthers are really needed in this town right
oh
now.
yeah. Oh yeah. And they're doing real well. They're doing
Great.
real well. I said
Great.
this back in week 1 when we were 1-0. I said, enjoy this, boys. Enjoy this.
Yeah.
I didn't think it'd be 7 weeks until maybe we get another one though.
Yeah, man, this is rough, dude. And then we got to go to the off season and we don't know what it is and we can't get excited. And it's like, I almost feel like, and I think this might be the last time that I build myself up anymore for anything Dolphins. I think I'm just going to wait till you actually make the playoffs and then I can get excited a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you make the playoffs the next year again, then I'm going to start being cocky SOB.
Yep.
But outside of that, you need 2 straight playoff trips to show me that you know what the hell you're doing. Not an almost made the playoffs and you know what you're doing. No. I need to see you in the playoffs, and then I need to see you again in the playoffs, and then I'll start to really get excited. I'm not building myself up anymore for this stuff. I'm just not doing it.
No.
I can't do it when Adam Gase goes 10-6, and then I'm excited, and then the next year it becomes hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, Tony Sperano comes in, the Wildcat crap goes 11-5, and then everything goes into the tank after that. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not getting excited on just an ounce of success.
Yeah.
I need a ton, like Ethereum success. I need some Bitcoin success. I need some Cardano success. Yes, I'm a crazy bastard that I carry around crypto with me. Yes. Anyway, I need success, real big success.
Yep.
Then I'm going to get excited about the Dolphins. I'm not doing this up. I'm not building myself up, which then I build up a bunch of other people and they start to believe what I believe. And then we get taken down again. I'm not doing that anymore, man. Not doing it anymore. You got to prove it to me from here on out. I'm going to be Mr. Skeptical about everything that you're doing from here on out so I can protect my emotions and my heart, bro. I got 5 stents in my heart. I don't need a heart attack, bro. So I'm just, like the Canes this year. And I know the last 2 weeks have been pretty good, actually. It's been fun to watch. But I kind of expected a crappy year. I don't have any high hopes for Diaz and all that. And you know what? It's helped.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Now when you win games, I'm actually surprised. Hey, all right, we had a good week. But outside of that, I kind of expected a crappy year, and that's kind of what it's been. And I guess I have to take that attitude until you really prove it to me so you don't let me down anymore. And it's just too many times in 25 years. That's the problem.
And I think what the biggest thing was 2019 to 2020 was that fool's gold, because 2019 there was promise, and then all of a sudden we're like, we'll see about 2020 we're like, wow, we're good.
Yeah.
Opposite direction. So Big O, it was another great week. Great show.
And by the way, even though I hate the logo, I actually like the sweater you got on.
Right? It's nice.
It is really nice.
I hate this logo so much.
If it was the old logo, I would buy it. Actually, I would tell you, where did you get that? Because it's awesome. I actually like it a lot.
It's comfortable. Right. It's light. It's comfortable. It's I think 40 something in Jersey right now. It's going to go down to 30 something tonight. I love that though. I'm a winter guy, so people keep telling me to move to Florida. I don't know if I'd be able to take it.
You don't want to do that because we're gonna kind of disappear in 30 years or 40 years. All the water's gonna cover us up. So it may not be a good. The East Coast it's not going to be a really nice place to live in the next half century. I just want you all to know this. Just be alert. There's rising tides. That's no lie. That's going to be a problem. So you may want to move more inland, actually. If
Colorado.
Or move to Minnesota or something like that. Have you ever noticed that if you look at our map, right? Okay, so the middle of the country's got all those tornadoes all the time, right? Then on the left side, they've got droughts, they've got fires, they've got also storms that come in too, right? We've got on this side hurricanes. You've got nor'easters,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff that comes in. Up in the middle of our country where Minnesota is at, all that, those people just have snow. And there's going to be less of that as time goes on, by the way, as it warms up. But they don't get the hurricanes. They don't get the earthquakes. They don't get the tornadoes.
Nope.
They're not going to get the flooding. You know what I mean? I'm just hint, hint. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. Just saying. I've lived my life. I'm already 55. By the time I check out, it hasn't affected me, but I feel terrible for my child who's 21. And she's already thinking about, I can't live here long term. That's so smart of her to be thinking of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so weird. So those of you up in the top middle of our country, you're probably about the safest people from natural disasters. Like, you're the guys sitting there going, wow, man, no tornadoes here, no hurricanes, no earthquakes, no flooding, no nothing. Wow, we got it pretty good. Yeah, outside of freezing your ass off for a little bit. Yeah, that's about it. But
unless Yosemite goes off, then all of a sudden we're all screwed.
Oh, yeah, well, that's everybody. That's everybody, because then that's just a big old umbrella of darkness for forever, and we're gonna be screwed no matter what. That you're screwed no matter where you go. That's the one thing that the super volcano cannot go wrong.
You know I think this conversation just went like the Dolphins season, very morbid.
Yeah, it is. It does kind of feel like, it feels like lava's pouring all over.
What a way to end the episode.
It's like another Dolphins season. They should just show us diving in to La Palma's volcano. That's all. Another Dolphin season has started. How do we treat it? Wham! Right in there, boy.
Did you ever see that meme? It's the Charlie Brown meme where they're trick-or-treating. And he says, "I got a rock." And the guy got him dressed as in the Dolphin jersey. "How's your season going?" He's like, "I got a rock."
Or oh, damn it, more Dolphin tickets. Yeah, I've seen that one too. I've seen those. Yeah. It's
all you can do is laugh. At this point, you just gotta laugh.
I mean, listen, it's us and Lions fans. We could just sit there and, we can actually ask them, all right, so we've sucked really bad for 25 years. So what's it like to suck for 50? That's the only thing we can do with the Lions fans. It's 60, because I think it's Chuck Long in 1950. 70. It's 70 years for those people. So it's only been 25 for us. We got a long time to go. The question is, will the Dolphins win a Super Bowl before the stadium's underwater?
That's a good question.
That's what you got to ask yourself right there. Okay?
We'll find out. But if you haven't, guys, yet, go check out the Big O Show. He does his pregame. He does his postgame. Your pregame and postgame are just the best, in my opinion. So
thank you, my brother.
And he's on every day, 10 o'clock. Go check him out. He's got the best beat writers. Go check him out, Big O. I will see you next week. I swear they better be the Houston Texans.
They better, bro. They better. So come visit us at Big O Radio Show on YouTube, as always. And let's hope, man, we talk about a win at least next. I get it. Big picture won't mean anything, but just give me a little happiness, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
better record than the 49ers. That's all we care about.
Yes, exactly. Just please give me a win this week. That's all I need.
Seriously. All right, but I will see you next week.
Much love, everybody out there. Stay loyal. Hashtag Finn's loyalty. Always, no matter what.
Hopefully, like me and Big O said, we get a win this week. But if you want to find out about that and find out my feelings about this week's game against the Houston Texans, you have to wait for Friday's show where I preview the Miami Dolphins taking on the Houston Texans at home. The Dolphins haven't won at home yet. I'm looking at the schedule. They have not won at home yet. They won in New England. You won in... I'm getting ahead of myself. But yes, so tomorrow is going to be the picks. It's back to normal. Tomorrow's the picks. And then Friday is the preview. And then I will be live with my father for the Miami Dolphins taking on the Houston Texans 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then we have a Thursday primetime game against the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a good time. Well, other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow with the picks video. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.